Hey there, folks, and howdy again. Steve here with a few comments. Another life hack. Why do I keep sharing these things? Well, it's because I'm passionate about these thoughts in my own noggin. And if it just stays in my noggin, it feels like it kind of bounces around. So by sharing with you, the few who might be interested in watching, it gives me great pleasure. So therefore, I'm really doing this for myself, but hopefully there's something in here for you as well. Now, today's little thought of the day, if you will, is all about a few ideas on getting what we want in life. Right? Isn't that important? Don't we want to get once in a while? Don't we? And here's the thing. Here's as I see it. Life is a journey. And isn't that such a cliche? It is such a crazy cliche. Not crazy. Actually, I don't think it's crazy. Because the reason it's cliched is because it's true, right? Life is a journey. I mean, no matter whether we're doing anything or nothing, if we're lying in bed all day long, it's still a journey because you know why? Unless you have, I haven't figured out how to stop time. If I'm in bed in this moment, 5 minutes later and I'm still in bed, I'm in a different moment. It's like I traveled somewhere but I didn't do anything. But we don't always want to stay in bed, do we? We actually want to participate. Most of us who have some sort of enthusiasm want to participate in our quality of life, somehow improving it in some way, right? So therefore, we have these wants. We have these, call them desires, right? And they seem to come out of the discomforts and so on we have. So we've already talked about that. How we get to the want is because the contrast of what we don't want, right? So when we look at that, how is it that we actually go there? Well, there's lots of ways, and I've talked about these things before. Lots of people have. There's lots of people who talk about this sort of thing. What do I know, really? I'm just thinking of this, and does this make sense? It's more of a, like at the end of it, ask the question, hey, Steve, does this Steve guy make any sense whatsoever? You know, don't take me as some sort of a guru, but think of me as somebody who maybe potentially gets the gears rolling within you. And to think about this and ask the question at the end, does this make sense? Hopefully you have more questions in your noggin when you're done than before. And if that is the case, I'm very happy because that's how we get answers out of ourselves, is by having questions pop up, right? So we have something we want, right? Or a state we want, whatever. Now as an initial go forward, don't we have to have a framework under which, say we want to have a new shirt, right? There are ways we steal a shirt, right? I know in a lot of stores now they have a guard at the front with a little marker marking off the receipts as they come out with it, and used to, and still lots of times they don't. You could probably just walk out, stop it. Lots of people, it's called shoplifting, right? Aside from getting caught, right? It is a way to get it. But if we have foundational principles, right? Precepts you might call them. Like, I'm gonna get what I want, but I'm not going to steal, right? And they're always these real foundational ones. They're all negatives, right? I'm not going to do this. And I'm not going to do that. That means everything else I can do. I'm not going to steal. I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I'm not going to cheat anybody. This sort of thing, right? So the how-tos. Well, first of all, do they comply with the precepts? So if I want that shirt, I'm going to steal it. No, can't do it. That doesn't comply with the precept. My precept. So if it complies with the precept and it's really wanted, now the action steps required need a few more things. Are we willing to do what the plans that we come up with? Are we willing? And that has to come up. That comes up to a cost-benefit analysis, right? If it's going to cost us a huge amount, the old saying, Gary Halbert used to talk about, lots of people want a Ferrari, but not many people are willing to pay $250,000 for it, right? They're not willing. They want it. They don't want to steal it, but they're not willing to do what it takes. So, does it comply with the precept? The precepts that we have for ourselves, our foundations? Are we willing to do what it takes? And finally, that do what it takes, does it actually work? Right? That's important. I could say I want a nice shirt, and I'm going to make me one out of spruce needles. Gee, that sounds itchy. Does it actually work? I don't know. Maybe somebody's made a craft for some art gallery, a shirt out of spruce needles, but I can tell you something, I don't think I want to wear it. So we're going to have to follow something that has a proven track record. Either we're going to use evidence, and look around what else has been done, and follow a similar path to that, or we're going to reason it through. We're going to say, this material has been used for sail making. I think I can make a shirt out of that. Oh, Dacron. That's what it's. I was trying to remember what sails are made out of. Sails today, sailing boats, the material apparently is called Dacron. It's a very strong kind of nylon, but it's an uber strong nylon. And if I want to go hiking through the Himalayas and I'm going to take one shirt, I want a Dacron shirt. It's not going to rip when those yaks come tearing after me. So I'm going to make it out of Dacron. Well, it may not be the most comfortable shirt, but I bet you it's more comfortable than a spruce needle shirt. So it complies with my precepts. I don't just steal the stuff. I could buy it. I could get other thread. I could borrow somebody's sewing machine. Borrowing, it's not violating a precept because I got an agreement to do it. I might be willing to do it. Hey, if it just about searching on YouTube as to how to use a sewing machine, how to cut a pattern out, and I've got a pattern, I can do that. Especially if I'm going to go on a long hike through the Himalayas, I'm willing to put in the effort to do that. So it complies with my bigger picture of the big project I want, and I want a really good shirt, and I wouldn't want to leave that up to somebody else. And I think it'll work. I can test it out. It's maybe never been done, but I'm using reasoning to say, hey, if this works for a sail, and a sail is a big fabric structure, which takes a lot of beating, it's flapping in the wind, and it's being up there in the cold and the sleet and everything for days, and it withstands all that, surely it'll take the winds of the Himalayas. I think I got myself a plan. And this, I think, is important to look at how it is that we approach things. Life is a journey, for sure. How we take that journey is our choice, right? We can choose precepts that are solid. We can understand that we have to be willing to go in the direction. Otherwise, life becomes kind of a drag. It's like we're being forced to do something, right? We have to be willing. We have to be able to see the cost-benefit analysis. But especially, and I know I've gotten caught in this a lot of times in my life, by going and tearing off and doing stuff that I found out was a complete waste of time because it basically doesn't work. And I found more now, it's important to look at the reason and evidence of it. Is there some evidence? Has this been done before? Or something similar to it? Or failing that, or both, reason it through. Does this make any sense? Does this make any sense to lead me closer to what I want? So that's my thought of the day. 3 things to think of. Precepts, the willingness to do, and does that doing actually work? Great chatting. Talk again soon. Bye for now.